Good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. It's the end of the day, and this has been a hard day. Shout out to all the vets that are out there. Thank you for everything that you men and women have done for all of us in America. Thank you for sacrificing and helping to keep us free. My thanks is not enough, but I appreciate each and every one of you. It's been pouring all day today. And I've been fortunate that I haven't had too many people really close to me go. I'm so blessed that I have both of my parents and my in-laws are still here. I have 3 brothers and a sister. And today, I lost my brother, Tony. Tony was like Grizzly Adams to me. Tony was that outgoing, crazy man. He lived in Colorado, next to like a 5,000 acre, cattle ranch. He had more degrees than he could shake a stick at. My uncle would say that he was an educated fool. He lived in Alaska, where he was counseling problem kids. They fly from village to village, and sometimes he was out in the salmon boats, or he was out moose hunting. And after living in Alaska for so many years, my brother Tony, who was always unpredictable, moved to Hawaii, not the touristy islands, the big island, and not on the water. He was back up in the hills and built a house. Tony used to always say things to me because, I'm always trying to hustle and I'm working and everything else. And Tony had this carefree philosophy. He'd always say things that would be like, what, are you kidding me? But he would say things it's like everybody is always in such a hurry to get in the rat race and, work and stuff. And I'm kind of like, yo, you got to pay bills. But Tony was this guy that I remember when I was helping him with his house. I'd go on the weekends and help him. I remember, because I had Michael and Kayla, we're little kids, and I'm there going on the weekend to help him to get this house built. And I come back and there'd be like a boat that's like half rotted in the living room floor that he's working on. And I'm just looking at all the stuff that excuse me, sorry. Looking at all the stuff was exactly where I left it the weekend before. And he would point it over one time to this stack of books. He's like, yeah, well, I got to read those books and do a 5,000 word dissertation by Wednesday. It was Saturday. But he'd get that done. He would get that done. But he was never in a hurry to do the other things in life, He was okay with the house being tore up or not finished and things like that. Tony was always the adventurer, He was planting oysters in the bay. He's crabbing, he's rock fishing and everything else. He's out deer hunting and things. He'd get a whole pig and he'd skin the pig. And he would make those knives, those ulu knives that he worked on for years to get a patent for his design on them and stuff. And those knives are all over the country and the world. I posted a picture on Instagram that was only a few months ago. Because the last time I saw him, he came up and he had brought me a couple of pork shoulders for me to smoke. And when I look at that picture of Tony, Tony looks fine. He looks healthy. He looks like Tony. But in the course of 2 months, cancer took him down. Cancer literally ate him up. And he died today. I come out here every day. If I'm home, I come out here every day. There'll be snow out here sometimes. Sometimes it's raining. I got this, umbrella out here that helps. But I like to come out here and reflect and be grateful for having the day. I say I'm old, and it's not to be derogatory. I feel blessed that I'm here because there's so many people that are so much younger that aren't. And when you get to be my age, you realize that you got more behind you than you do have in front of you. I always say to you guys out here, make sure that you let people know how you feel about them. Don't wait till tomorrow. Make it known today. Because tomorrow you might not have that opportunity. And that's the God honest truth. And 2020 should definitely have taught all of us that. Tony. He took me to Star Wars. The original Star Wars. 1977. I remember we were in Boy Scouts together, and he was 6 years older than me. Me going to summer camp for the first time, being a non-swimmer, and being kind of the young kid, Tony had the whole clique and everybody loved Tony and everything else, and everybody looked up to Tony and things. Tony was the last person I ever thought I'd have to worry about. Tony, I always thought, was invincible. Going through, because I'm going to finish this video off with a clip of Tony making his knives. His real passion in life, his knives, and his wife, Wah. I don't have good videos of him, or at least not ones I can find now. They were all on my other channel that was lost. Tony, I'm gonna miss you. Take care, everybody.
Where these fantastic, patented Ulu knives are actually manufactured. It's a great story behind them. Let's check it out. Believe it or not, these are bandsaw blades, 40 foot long. Now that's one hell of a bandsaw. Now you're probably wondering what we're gonna do with these. Well, believe it or not, these bandsaw blades are gonna be repurposed and made into knives. But not just any knives. They're gonna be made into Ulu knives, which are like an Eskimo type of knife that they use for cutting blubber. Super sharp, handcrafted, made in America. as well as repurposing some steel. Okay, here we have one of the blanks. And see, that was actually cut out of this table saw blade. Boom. The next thing will be grinding and polishing and putting on handles. What I'm holding here is actually a moose antler, and those will actually become the handles. And if you could actually hold this, this is about as heavy as a rock. It's solid, it's hard, and it almost feels like it has like an oil inside of it. Kind of neat. Look at that logo.
Feel the edge.